Hey everyone, this is the Trader Investor. Let's look at how the markets did throughout the day today. It was another beautiful day, another day where there was a lot of money to be made if you were patient, if you were looking at areas of potential manipulation, areas of potential stall for the price to go to and stay there and then reverse. If you were patient to wait for those, there was some money to be made. So let's take a look at the SPYs first. And because I did the morning analysis after the market was open, I did mention as price was driving down, we have a headwind at yesterday's close, not enough movement down. This was not a dollar for me. So I had skipped this trade while we were doing the analysis, right? As I was doing this video, I did mention no entry here. So I had to be patient. So what happened and where was price manipulated? This orange dotted line that you see is the close of yesterday. And this will change tomorrow morning. It will come down here to the close of today. So at the close of yesterday, there was some manipulation. Price broke through it. Anybody who went short, who had a tight stop, price reversed immediately and took care of that position. And anybody who went long on the reversal, on this wick rejection and went long, price in a couple of bars on the 15 minutes reversed down. So the original entry was right, but it was not the right timing. So this is why I say wait for manipulation to take care of itself. Price went there once, twice, three times and stayed above it. And finally, when it broke through, this was an indication that, okay, we could go down, but we wait for a confirmation. So there were two areas where you could have waited for a confirmation. One is when you get this rejection and the wick high does not come close to the VWAP, you could enter there. That's one possibility. If you wanted a more cleaner entry, then you want these bars to touch the VWAP as it did a little bit further down. So you might have missed this first move, but that's okay because you got it on the second move. And it was beautiful because where did price go to? It went right to last week's high. This bar here is last week's high. It went there and it reversed. Anybody who went short when it broke the last week high, at yesterday's 15-minute range high, the price got rejected right around there and reversed. If you go down to a smaller time frame, you'll be able to see what happened there. Price broke it and immediately reversed, created these railroad tracks, and then a higher low. This was an entry if you wanted to, for a quick trip to the VWAP. Not a dollar move, not $2 moves. The target, if you had entered this, is a trip to VWAP and stop right there. Whether price continues to drive up or not, this quick reversal entry, you stop at VWAP. You could trail, another 50% position to see if it continues to drive up, but at least you have a target here, whether this is a dollar or not. In today's case, 418.70 to 419.35, not a dollar move, but that's okay because this is how you would expect the price to move. But without going into reversals, that was not the important part. The important part is when we had a weak day. Of course, we didn't break the lows of yesterday, so that's an okay day. But when we have a weak day, we wait for price to reject that VWAP and enter our position. At the end of the day, even though you see these railroad tracks on the 15 minutes, railroad tracks at an area of value, double bottom, the high of the 15-minute range of the previous day, this was a good area to go long. However, because it's at the end of the day, I don't like to enter new fresh positions at the end of day, especially not the last 15 minutes, but the last hour. I'm more cautious. If it's a strong directional play and give me a short pullback, I might say, okay, I will continue because it's power hour. The last hour could have a push up, but you know, as a reversal, definitely not taking it. So you had an opportunity to go short by puts here and another one here. That's why it says it's a great day to make good profits, because it gave you the move that you needed. 419.25 to 418.01, that's a dollar move. Again here, 419.05 to 417.92, because you target these lows. That's a dollar move. So you would take this positions 50% off at a dollar move, and then you tighten your stop and be stopped out. That's what happened to me. I got half positions at my target. The second half, this bar here, this railroad track bar here, just took out my position. Even though I didn't close above these bars, I didn't go as high as these bars, I really made a tight stop, because it's the second time we were testing this area. So as we make a double bottom, and in this instance, I didn't take this position because I was making the video, I wasn't paying attention, and then I got busy. I didn't take the first entry. So on the second entry, I didn't want to have a wider stop for a price reversal to happen, especially as this railroad track started to form. I tightened my stop. So this is how I was looking at the SPYs. Qs were not as weak as SPYs, because even at the end of the day, the Qs ended positive, but Qs broke the 15-minute range. The close of yesterday was the trouble area, and then when price failed to close above the VWAP 2 consecutive bars, and you see it tried, and railroad tracks, this was a good entry, 333.14, targeting the 331.21. This was my target. If I was not paying attention to SPY and not entered a SPY position, I would have definitely entered a Q's position. Definitely this was a good entry. Whether it was profitable or not is not what makes it a good entry. Did the signal come? Yes, the signal came. 333.17 to 331.83. It did move the dollar. So even though my target would have been this, but a dollar move is where you exit 50% of the positions. Day trading. This is how I look at day trading. So this was a good entry. Another possible entry here at the rejection. Here, but this did not give us a dollar move. Now this one was not a good entry because 332.59 to the lows 331.78. That does not give you a dollar, so you skip this trade in my books, even though the target could be down here. But there's this double bottoms, right? As soon as you form a low, then that's your new target. So there was no entry in the Qs. IWM, beautiful setup. All day IWM was a beautiful setup, because you broke the 15-minute range. You wait for price to test the close or the 15-minute range high of yesterday, which were very close together. Price got rejected there. After that rejection though, it stayed below the 15-minute range mid value. It got rejected at VWAP once. It tried again, rejected, and this was an entry at the break of the 15-minute range. Was a good entry. You could have entered it at this bar or this bar. Both of them are valid. Your stop is right above this high here. So both of these entries are valid when you break the 15-minute range after you fail at the high of the VWAP here. So you could say break the 15-minute range or break below this bar, valid entries. And for both of those valid entries, do you get your dollar move? Now the target is no longer here because we've already tested it and could not go any much further up, and we're starting to come back a second time. So now at this entry, I'm cautious here. I'm cautious for price could reverse on me. I'm cautiously waiting, but my target is the second one, which is the mid of yesterday. And so the distance from here to the mid here, $1.25, definitely enter that. So that was a beautiful setup. There was no re-entry. For me, the reason why I say no re-entry, when price doesn't come close enough to VWAP, I prefer not to take it. But you can say it came to an area of value. The close of yesterday is an area of value, and this was another good entry here. At the break of this bar that tested it, which means this is your entry bar, that's also another valid entry. It's an acceptable entry because you came from an area of value. So the distance here to these lows is your target one, $1, and it actually decided to give you $1.42, $1.71. So all of these are valid. Diamonds. How did the diamonds do today? Diamonds, a little tricky the second time around. Yes, it broke through, not enough distance. It got rejected at VWAP. Enter, absolutely beautiful entry. Once it got rejected and price drove up though, it closed above VWAP. For me, once there's a close above VWAP, I'm extremely cautious to re-enter a position. Extremely cautious. You can enter here at the low of this VWAP, but that's very dangerous because that could just mean price would reverse on you. The more safer entry is here with a stop somewhere here or here. That's a safer entry, and at that distance my expectation is we're going to make a double bottom. So do I have $1 for double bottom? No. So that's why I would skip it. That's why I want for price to be below VWAP. If you look at the SPYs, they were below VWAP the whole time. That's why you can enter it earlier and have a good distance of $1, right? A good distance of $1. Once you break this to these lows, you have about $1. So that's a good distance. So that's how I was looking at all the setups today in all the markets. The SPYs were the better ones in my view for my entries, and I took them. It was successful. So we will come back in the morning and see how the markets do in the morning. All right, everyone, take care, and I will see you in the morning.